You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Cool. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Cool. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Welcome to the Bit Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop, and welcome to the official audio version of this show. Big shout outs to everyone that's listening to any major streaming platform. Thank you for letting me grace your ears wherever you are in your house, in your car, wherever you actually at. Thank you for allowing me to be in your presence. Now, if you want to catch the video version of this show, make sure you go to the website, thebitscoopwithcoop.com, where you can catch episodes from season 1 all the way up to now. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Also on Instagram at Big Scoop with Coop. And I'm on TikTok. That's right, I'm on TikTok, people, at The Big Scoop with Coop. And make sure you do not forget YouTube, youtube.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Make sure you click like and subscribe so you don't miss one episode of The Big Scoop with Coop. And make sure you click like and follow on the major streaming platform that you're listening to me right now. All right, people, enough about me. Today's guest, she is doing big things in the music industry. She has an EP that's out that's called Mira. She's also have a song on Devil Wears Prada 2 called Evergreen Avenue. And that's right, you've seen her on Jimmy Fallon also. She was doing big things up there. Singing a song called Will You Stand Up for the Wave. That's right, she came off the top with that. But we'll talk about that later on. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the one and only Mira Housey. Now, Mira, like I said, she's going to talk about her career, her music, and more. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of The Bit Scoop with Coop with Mira Housey. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. How's your day so far?
It's been good, you know. I spent most of it with a friend in music. We were playing each other's new music, and it was fun. So.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Lucky you. I'm in North Carolina, so it wants to rain, and it's been raining all day. Yes, that sucks. I'm a summer, spring person. But, you know, I'd rather be outside in the sun instead of the rain just coming down all the time. But I can't complain. We needed it also. So, yeah, that's been my day, looking at rain coming down all day. Yes. Now, Mira, like I told a lot of people, you're doing big things in your career. Your career is nowhere close to being over. But for the people that's getting introduced to you for the first time, when did you first realize that you had a love for music?
Honestly, since the womb, I came out playing that piano, I swear. But yeah, I've been playing since I was 3, so pretty much always knew, I guess. Yeah.
Wow. What was the first song that you remember playing when you was that young?
Oh man.
Even if it was just banging on the keys, what did you think it was?
I remember writing my first original piano piece and like running out to the kitchen and being like, "Dad, did you hear that?" So I think it was an original piece actually. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? That's awesome. I can play Mary Had a Little Lamb. And then after that, I'm done. Yeah, anybody can beat me on the keys. That's what I'm talking about.
And Heart and Soul. I played that a lot. So.
Oh, really? Okay. And then you know what? And like I tell people all the time, when they do something at a young age, it sticks with them, especially if they have a love for it. And like I said, I wish that I could play anything besides Mary Had a Little Lamb. I really do. But BAGABBB, that's all I know, and I can't.
That's all you need.
I'll take it. Yes. Now, Mira, like I said, you're doing great things, and let's fast forward a little bit, because from going from 3 years old to your first day walking in that legendary studio with Rubin. Now, you helped out the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You worked on that album, if I'm not mistaken. Now, what was one of the biggest lessons from that experience that still influenced you and how you produce music today?
And I learned a lot from being at Shangri-La. You know, I learned how to find creativity in the most unexpected of places. The whole place is white and very minimal. So, and it's basically to allow you to put your own creative expression on a blank canvas, essentially. So I learned how to be at peace in my own mind and how to find inspiration from even the smallest little thing. But yeah, I loved my time there. It was great.
Do you feel like that time was like I don't want to say a career turning point, but I'm talking about a turning point for music in your life, personally? Where I'm being there, being around
Definitely.
in that studio.
Yeah. Because with all the other people who were there, we were doing sessions all the time and writing all the time. And that's when I started doing my 3-word song challenges. It was just like on a whim. I just asked someone to give me a random prompt and I wrote a song on the spot and I posted it from the floor of the office at Shangri-La and it went viral. And that's how everything started. Yeah.
Woo!
Pretty crazy.
Yes, it is. Big shout outs to Rick Rubin. Big shout outs to everybody that's in the LA studio that's doing big things out there. Look at what you did for Mira. Continue to do big things in that studio. I'm loving it. Definitely loving it. Now, there's another thing I do want to touch on also with you, because your production videos and your songwriting challenges, they exploded on social media. And it introduced you to millions of people. Now, was there a moment when you realized this just isn't content anymore? This is changing my career?
Kind of. I think as you grow, it's funny when you're behind a screen, you don't really, it doesn't click that there's that many people, you know? And one day I was at University of Michigan, like on campus, and I walked into the big house, the stadium, which is 107,000 people. And the person I was with was like, "You do realize you could fill this times 3 with the amount of people who follow you now, right?" And then it clicked. I was like, "Oh shit." That's crazy. Like that really put it into perspective. And that's the biggest stadium in the country, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you're standing there and you're looking at every seat and you're like, "Oh," like you see it visually, then I think it kind of clicks a little bit. But you know, it hasn't really changed anything in terms of how I operate or like how I'm releasing music. Like at the end of the day, I was just sharing what I'm good at and what I love doing, and people resonate with it. But whether it's one person or hundreds of thousands or millions, it matters just as much to me just to touch one person.
Wow. Mira, I'm about to dig in your head for a second, because I want to split your brain open and just put my hand in there and dig.
Go for it.
When they told you that about that Michigan stadium, like, I know it was like an oh shit moment, but like deeply, what were you thinking? Like, how did it like hit you when you finally realized you have all of these people that's loving what you're doing?
I was like, wow, I think I've got something worth sharing here. You know, I think we all tend to question our own self-worth sometimes, or what we bring to the table as people and as creatives. And it's funny, I think I didn't realize even just that my piano skills, for example, were anything special. I didn't think anything of it. I had been doing it since I was 3. I just loved to play the piano. I didn't realize that wasn't like a normal thing. So it was more just like I realized what I could actually do and that it was cool and unique, and that was cool.
But you know what, Mira? A lot of people, they've actually went through that in their lives also. I mean, that's including myself, because just a little personal story for me.
Okay.
I never thought that my show or myself would get to where I'm at, and the doors that has opened for me that I'm about to do, even within next month. Next month in August, I'm gonna be taking my first TED talk. I'm gonna be on
Wow,
stage, yeah, doing a 10x.
that's
So
awesome.
thank you, and doing stuff like that. You don't think about that. I didn't plan for this when I started
Yeah,
this
you
back in
really don't.
2013. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Doors are open when you actually use your talent and your skills. And
Right.
that's what happened to you also. Your
Yeah.
talent and skills, starting at 3 all the way up to now, you can fill a Michigan stadium. That's crazy. That you need to write you need to have a shirt where it's got Mirror on the front, and we will talk about it in a second, and then put on the back, "I can fill a Michigan stadium." I think that'll be a shirt right there that you can do. And that's, yeah, I know it's a little egotistical, but still at the same time, your accomplishments, it's amazing. I love hearing stories about when people have done things from the bottom and they're working their way up, and it was
Mm,
actually work and grind to get to where they at by using their skills. So I love that. Congratulations to you.
thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a grind.
Yes.
At one point I had 4 jobs.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, but oh
that's
no! Spill the tea. Come on, we want to hear this.
so when I first had moved out to LA and I was first working at the studio, I was simultaneously selling my top lines online to make money. Because you're not you're not paid when you first start. So yeah. And then I was also I was working as a production assistant for a piano company, which kind of checks out when you think about it. And I was also I had picked up a second gig doing production and songwriting work for people. So yeah, I was doing those 4 at once. And it was
Good.
I remember there was one day where I had a shoot that I was in charge of at 7 a.m. was the call time. And I had worked at the studio the day before, and then I had a session at night from like midnight until 6 a.m. And I was driving from the session to the shoot, and I'm driving down PCH, and I was so tired. I started falling asleep at the wheel. So I had to pull over and sleep in the car for like 30 minutes before I could keep driving. Yeah, it was wild. That
Good.
actually happened a few times, but that one I'll never forget because I remembered my parents always telling me, if you're ever too tired to drive, pull over. So glad they taught me that one.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because you wouldn't be here today.
Right.
Thank God that you did that. Yes. And I was going to ask you that also because working 4 jobs and plus using your skills, when do you sleep, Mira?
Oh, yeah, no. That wasn't a thing for a while. I was averaging like 2 to 4 hours a night, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. I'm a little better now, but not by much.
I'm
But like I
glad
can't sleep
because
when I'm excited and doing things I want to do, I wake up and I'm like, there's a laundry list of things in my head that I want to do or need to do or whatever it is.
welcome to my world.
Yeah.
That's what happened to all my hair. It all fell out 'cause I had too many things I could think of. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide. Yes. Now that's one thing also. A lot of people don't believe this. When you get lack of sleep, it can aid you. But luckily
Mhm.
it did not do that to you. It didn't. Yes, I mean that 2 to 4 hours. If you tell me to do that now, I'll go crazy. But you, I'm glad you survived that one. I'm definitely glad you are that you
Thank
did.
you, me too.
Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide right now, I want you to make sure you're paying attention to everything that Mira's talking about. This woman worked 4 jobs. And she slept in her car so she could be here today, even though she wasn't thinking about that when she was sleeping. But the point is, she's here today because she was safe. And moral of the story, people, be safe. If you know you sleep, pull over to the side. I don't care if you're on a country road. I don't care if you're on a busy highway. Be safe out there, people. Definitely be safe. Yes. Now, let's talk about this Mirror. This EP called Mirror. Yes, this is doing big things. Now, with this, and just correct me and stop me if I'm wrong, it's about falling in love with life again.
Mhm.
And it seemed like you wrote each song as you were living those moments at the same time. Now, looking back now, what do you think the younger Mira would say to the Mira who created this EP?
I think she would say, don't stress out so much. The pieces will fall where they're supposed to. And I'm a big believer in everything happening for a reason. But I don't think I was always like that. I think I was always historically very concerned about the future and, what's building like a safety for myself. And I was so stressed all the time. And I still am, it's not like it just magically went away. But I think trusting that things will just work out the way that they're supposed to is such a liberating feeling when hardships hit. And with this EP, I basically felt like I was starting my life over in a new city in New York, and I had gone through the worst breakup ever, and I was so down bad. But then I picked myself up after like a few weeks, and I was just like, okay, you know what? There's no time for that. Like, I still have things to say and things to do and a life I want to live, and I'm gonna build it the way that I know, the best way I know how. And things worked out really beautifully because of that. So it gave me the
Wow.
confidence I think I needed to keep going.
Yes, I think it gave you more than enough confidence because, like I said, this is big things. In your own words, I want you to tell the world that's watching right now about Mira in your own words.
Mirror is about facing who you are and who you're becoming in the face of a new relationship. Because when you're in a new relationship, the mirror is held up at you. And I think when you're going through a growth phase in general in life, there's a lot of growing pains. And I think the most difficult part of that is having the self awareness to look in the mirror and tell yourself or look at what's not working or what is working. You know, why am I anxious and how can I work on that? And what does that, what's really going on underneath? And I think mirror is my way of understanding myself and who I am and why I operate the way I do. And I learned a lot, even just writing these songs about that. So that's what
Wow.
mirror is about for me.
Man, Mira, tell everybody how they can actually hear Mira. How can they actually get to it?
Everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, no matter where you listen to music, it's there. And it's in reverse chronological order, as all of my projects are. So if you listen from bottom to top, you'll hear it like you'll hear the story one way. And then if you listen from top to bottom, you'll hear the story the other
Wow.
way. The project also works as a mirror in a way.
Wow. Now I didn't know that part. That's awesome. That is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide, make sure you go, and no matter where you go get your music, go look for Mirror. I did not know that. And I want you to listen from song one to the end of song one. See what story picks up and resonate with you the best. Not right now, because you're watching this interview. After the interview, make sure you go find Mirror, get Mirror. And I'm not talking about the reflection. I'm talking about this EP. You want to make sure you get this. You do not want to miss any song. And I want you to come back to myself, or you come back to Mira and let her know what story you picked up on off of this. She's waiting to hear from you. Make sure you do it. That's what I'm talking about. That you have me curious. I want to listen to this from top to bottom and bottom to top now, and see what I can pick up. See which story I resonate with. That's that's awesome. That is awesome. Yes, yes. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter where you get your streaming, wherever you get your music, go look for Mirror. Make sure you do it. Now, that's not the only thing that you've done also. Now, Mirror, let's talk about this also. Evergreen Avenue.
Yeah,
That
so that was a crazy story. So Izzy and I knew the movie knew that they wanted Izzy on the soundtrack. You know, she very much fits the vibe, and we had worked on her EP prior to this, which had just come out, and they had given us kind of a general idea of what they were looking for. But the gears were shifted a few times, and we wrote this song for the movie about falling in love and falling in love in New York City, which was honestly very easy because we both were in the same boat with our respective relationships and with falling in love. And so it was a very easy, fun write. And then the night before that we had to send it in, we needed to change the intro basically entirely. So she texts me and she's at like 10 and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I was like, "I'm eating Bridgerton on the couch and I'm watching and eating strawberries." Like, wait, did I say that backwards? I'm watching Bridgerton and eating strawberries on the couch. What's up? And she was like, we redo this intro? What you got? And so I sat at my piano. 10 minutes later, I sent over like that flowy piano string intro thing that you hear, which becomes the backbone of the entire song. And then yeah, the next day we got it.
No, Mira. See, you're. I understand the story you're telling, but people need to know. Tell them which iconic franchise this song went to. Let them know.
Oh, right. So this was for the Devil Wears Prada 2. And what's also crazy is that when I was a kid watching the original Devil Wears Prada, I knew that whole soundtrack and I would look at who the songwriters were for all the songs because I wanted to do that someday. I wanted to be a songwriter for movies. And now it's just come full circle that on the second one I got to be one, and so that was really crazy, and not just songwriting, producing. So yeah, I had a blast working on this song.
Okay, now you see, I want everybody worldwide to pay attention what she just said, and I hope Mira even caught on to what she just said out her own mouth. She said when she was younger, she spoke it into existence that she wanted to do this, while she knew the whole soundtrack of Devil Wear Prada 1, and now she's on 2. Come on, people. You tell me that does not work. Speaking stuff into existence. That worked. Mirror, Mirror, you're your own mirror. That's the reason why your name is Mirror. You your own mirror. That is awesome. That is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you have not seen this movie, make sure you watch Devil Wears Prada 2. Listen out for Evergreen Avenue. But you know what? Izzy, I hope you watching this. Why'd you hit Mira up? You could have hit me up. I could do Barry Had a Little Lamb. I could have did BAGABBB. I mean, I could have strung that out for you. So you interrupted her eating strawberries. I won't doing nothing. I could have gave you a bad Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on Mary Had a Little Lamb for me. I'm sorry. But go watch the movie. Listen for Evergreen Avenue. That is awesome right there. I don't think nobody even knew about that story right there. They had to change the intro. That's crazy. That is crazy. Your skills. I told you, Mira. Your skills. You're doing it. Now, I want to talk about your skills a little bit. Because, see, you have become someone who writes, produces, records, and perform your own music. Now, which role challenged you the most? And which one feels most like home? Like you can wear that hat and you can do it with your eyes closed in your sleep.
Piano and production. Yeah, like you could blindfold me and put me in front of a piano and I'll play flawlessly every time.
Wow.
I just know it. It's like my own language. And then production is, I think, where I'm the happiest in terms of I don't write or collaborate with anyone on my own stuff. It's all written and produced just by me. And when I'm sitting in front of my computer with my piano and my mic and all my gear, I just enter this like vortex of creating, and it's like home for me. It's so effortless and easy and fun. So I'd say both of those. But I love them all. I really love them all.
And I mean, and for the people that haven't heard you, you are bad on the mic. When I say bad, y'all guys know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yes, I'm talking about for the people worldwide. They know what that means. It's 2026. You guys know what that means. I mean, you are nasty on the mic, and I'm surprised you didn't pick that first. But wow, that's a shocker right there.
Yeah, now, singing came later, way later.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, speaking about you, feel like you're at home and you get in the zone. Let me tell you about something about me being at home. I saw you, and I will tell you what I'm talking about. I saw you at home. Jimmy Fallon.
Yes.
Now, that was crazy. Now, how excited were you to grace that stage and perform in front of live people and millions watching on television? Will you stand up for the wave? I might have butchered the title, but I'm close to it. How did you come up with that so quickly? What's the story? You got to tell us.
So this is also a crazy story. So I, as we know, had done these 3-word, 20-minute song challenge things where I'd get a random prompt and then write a song out of it. And that was how my first big song, Hold the Applause, came to be. And for this segment, they do something very similar. And so what's funny is you're supposed to get the prompt an hour before the show so that you can like run it by production and all that stuff, right? They were running behind, so they didn't give us our prompt until 45 minutes before. So I didn't even know what I was writing, what the vibes were, like hadn't touched the piano yet. Like when you see me perform it on TV, that was like the first time I had actually I was learning it with you guys. So yeah, that was crazy, but it was really cool. Jimmy's so nice and so just energetic, and he makes you feel really comfortable really quickly. So in terms of that, it was surprisingly chill. And then in terms of, you know, millions of people watching, I don't think that really hit me in the moment. Like I don't think it's kind of like what I was saying earlier with the stadium and hundreds of thousands of people like following you. It doesn't click, I don't think. So when I was doing it, I wasn't thinking like, oh, there's 5-10 million people watching me in this moment. I was more just focused on like who was in the room with me in like the present moment. So yeah. And my dad was in the audience, so that was cute.
Wow. Wow. Big shout out to Dad. He caught it live. That's what I'm talking about. Now, when you was behind the piano, like you said, you were just learning it. When we was hearing it, what was going through your mind when the words were just flowing out your mouth?
Honestly,
and your fingers was, yeah.
Don't mess up. You got one shot. Don't fuck it up. So that was really it. I was like, because I also having just written the melody, like I was worried I was just gonna forget it and then like have to figure it out. Like that little outro and the riff I did, totally improvised. It just came out.
What? I don't know if I'm not sure if you ever went back and rewatched that episode or that segment of that episode.
I actually haven't.
If you ever do, look at Jimmy's face, because it'll flash to him and it'll flash back or it flash him when you finish. But he was even in shock. He was like, you know that Jimmy look when he like, I can't explain it. Like he likes what he hears and sees.
Yeah.
It's that look. He did that. And that's how I knew it had to be something more to it. Because if he knew what you was going to sing ahead of time, he would have had this little front look like, okay, great job. But yeah, he could tell like you are great at what you do. And it showed right there on the fly with the cameras in your face and a live audience. And you didn't even know what you was going to do.
I think it kind of helped that I didn't know, to be honest. Like, I think it's kind of a good thing I was a little bit in the dark on the whole operation.
And see, that's what I'm wondering, the guy that you went against, how nervous was he at the time too? Because I thought you knew what you was going to sing. I thought you knew how you was going to riff and everything. I thought you had that planned out days ahead. I really did.
Oh, I wish, but no, because we were backstage and I was like, okay, try not to freak out right now. And then he was super chill and like making conversation. And I was like, my guy, I wish I could have a conversation right now. He was so nice though, like genuinely such a kind person.
No, Mira, I feel you. I know you like, okay, I know you Jimmy Fallon, but I'm on your show and I can't mess this up. You coming back tomorrow night to do your thing. This is my shot right here. I'm not walking back on stage tomorrow. You're good. So I get you on that. I definitely. Big shout outs to Jimmy Fallon. Big shout outs to the whole cast and crew of Jimmy Fallon. You actually did your thing, Mira, up there. You played it cool, calm, and collective, and nobody couldn't tell that you just made that up off the top of your head right then and there. They couldn't. Now, yes, now, Mira, there's something else that you do also that I really admire that's even outside of the music industry. How you use your platform to help others. I mean, like St. Jude, Thirst Project, raising awareness for type 1 diabetes, women's rights. What has given you like the motivation of doing that? What is the important part of the journey for you doing that on your platform?
That is the journey, in my opinion. I think the turning point, or really the moment where it really hit me hard, how these songs affect people, was I received a DM from a girl, and I've told this story before, but it really is the moment I think of every time. She said that she was going through chemotherapy, and she listened to my piano song Unfolding on repeat because it made her feel better. And I know that one hit me hard. And that is my reason for doing it. Like like I said, if like I said at the beginning of this call, if I could just touch one person, that is more than enough. I've done my job, because I think we're all put on here on this earth to, at least I think, serve a greater good and help others, and serve a greater purpose. And I think mine, through music, is helping others.
Wow.
And any avenue I can take that helps drive that mission forward is what I'll do. Because otherwise, like, what am I doing? Like, what's the point? Music brings us together. It makes us feel better. And I'll never forget being told by my dad, who does medicine. He was like, I give people the ability to live, and you give people the will to. And that has been my mission statement forever.
I gave your dad a shout out before. He deserves to.
Right.
That was deep. That was deep. Dad, Mr. Housey, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Seriously. That is awesome. Now, Mira, tell everybody how they can follow you on social media so they can hear and see what you're doing for the latest and greatest for St. Jude all the way up to the music career.
Yeah, it's just at Mira Housey, Mira House with a Y, everywhere. And let's just say, for now, every mirror has its reflection. So there might be some more coming soon.
Wow. Wow. And Mira, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's kind of inside of my TED talk that I'm doing next month. That's
Really?
wow, that's confirmation. And no lie about that. That's confirmation. Thank you for just saying that. For what that's part of what I'm saying. But I love that.
Hey, everything happens for a reason, right?
You got that right. You definitely got that right. Ladies and gentlemen, watching worldwide, make sure you follow her on social media. Keep up with the latest and greatest. Make sure you catch up with all her music. Make sure you find Mira. Make sure you watch Devil Wears Prada 2 to find Evergreen Avenue. Make sure you catch up with everything that she's doing. Now, Mira, it's time for the last segment of the show. It's called Take the Floor. Of course, you know you have up to 2 minutes to say whatever you want. No questions asked. Mira Housey, take the floor.
So do I just ask you questions, or what can I say here?
Whatever is on top of your head. Take
Whatever's
the floor.
on top of my head. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. Should it be music related?
Whatever's up there, let it rip.
Okay. Lately I've been thinking about I've been thinking about where music's headed, and the meaning of it all, especially with AI taking over a lot of jobs, to be quite frank, and the landscape changing. And I think what's really important now is human interaction, face to face contact, and experiences. And so, wherever you are, if you're watching, if you're listening to us, make sure to go outside. Make sure to tell your people that you love them. Make sure to hang out with the people that you want to hang out with, and have a real experience out in the world. Go see a show. Go see a real musician play a real freaking instrument instead of hitting a button. And this is coming from someone who's a pretty in the box producer. Instead of watching someone just hit a button and press play, go see someone play an instrument. boots on the ground journalism for you. So that's what I want to say.
Wow. I love it. You heard her. Go outside. You better not go right now. You watching this interview. After this interview, go outside. If you still got light outside today, right now. If you're in North Carolina, you're near me, it's raining. Well, put on a raincoat. Put on a hat. Go outside still. I don't care. Yeah, go outside. Have fun. You heard her. Also, go on and hear real music. See the instrument. If you pay me enough, I'll get on stage and play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay, I'm done with the Mary Had a Little Lamb thing. I'm done with that, Mira. Okay. Make sure you go listen to a real musician play. You will appreciate it even more hearing real music than someone just, all right, album playing. All right. Yeah. Now, there's one more thing I do want to add to that. At the same time, I still want you to press a button. And that button is, I want you to go on your live streaming app, and I want you to find your music app, and I want you to find Mira, and I want you to press that button. I want you to download the song. I want you to buy the song. Make sure that's the button you do press today, because you do not want to skip past Mira. And if you lost on the street, I'll be your GPS right now. Go find Evergreen Avenue. Make a right. You'll be on Evergreen Avenue. Make sure you go watch Devil Wears Prada 2. Make sure you follow Mira on social media once again. Mira Housey, thank you for coming on the show, and I would love to have you back on in the future.
Thank you for having me. It was so great catching up.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, the next guest on the Bit Scoop with Coop is, that's my next guest. You better follow me on the Bit Scoop with Coop to catch up with the latest and greatest. Until the next time, people, on the Bit Scoop with Coop. Peace.
You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Hey, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper.